Let's go. Finally on the board for today. Me and Cole, we've been walking this place. Cole had to leave an hour ago, so that's why he's not here with me. But anyways, we started walking this right around 11:30, probably closer to noon. And it's, as you can tell, the sun's going down. It's almost 6 o'clock now. I was gonna leave when Cole left, but I figured I might as well just keep zigzagging around and just try it, because I know a lot of sheds are on the ground right now. It's just a matter of can you find them, because they're probably covered up because we've had a lot of snow since a lot of them have dropped. Anyways, there's that point that we came off. Cole's gonna know exactly what I'm talking. He came out like right here. These are older tracks from someone else, but when we first started, I came off that point and he was like right around here somewhere. We met up like right there and then went that way towards that woods, and boom, right there as I'm coming up. And there's hardly any deer sign here. Look at that. At first I didn't even know if it was a shed because there's so much like cattail stuff sticking up, you know, so I had to get like right here before I noticed, and it looks like a pretty hefty one. All right, you know, here we go. I just love finding them in the snow like this, because I just haven't found too many in the past because there hasn't been nearly as much snow, but it's just so hard to find them because this is a good sized shed and you can just barely see it. So we had to have walked by some smaller ones that were completely covered. So we'll have to come back here. I'm thinking, you know, because this is like, there's hardly any fresh deer sign here at all. So this probably fell like, you know, a week to 2 weeks ago. There was areas today where it was just covered with deer sign and we just couldn't find anything. And I just checked my tracker. I got close to 7.9 miles today. This is insanely deep snow, as you can tell. All right, I'll shut up and just pick it up. Here we go. Oh my God, look at that. That is way bigger than what I thought it was gonna be. Oh my goodness. That might be one of the biggest finds all year long. Holy smokes. I'll get it cleaned up a little bit here. Wow. Look at this beast. Running out of daylight here. As you can tell, it's getting darker, but you know, it doesn't look like a super old buck because, I mean, it's big, but he doesn't have a ton of mass. I'm thinking this could be just a really nice 3-year-old or just kind of a spindly tined 4-year-old buck. Yeah, when that was sticking up like that, I didn't know what that was with that little thing. I thought that might have been just a bladed like G2 or something. I thought it would have been like a, you know, maybe like a 2.5-year-old 8-point buck, but man, you know, it's pretty, you know, this was just barely sticking up and this is a big antler. I mean, look at that. It was sticking up like that and just the top was showing like that. So, I mean, we had to have walked by all kinds of sheds today that were buried. That is insane. You know, I always find sheds right when I'm about to give up, and you know, I'm just about, you know, back there's where we did most of our walking, and I'm just completely done here. I'm just kind of heading back, and wow, that is that is well worth the long haul today. 8 miles in this deep snow is hard. 8 miles in this stuff is like 20 miles with no snow. My legs are so tired. That made everything worth it right there. Wow. Let's go. Just found a nice one. I'm out here on this public land. This stuff is incredibly thick, as you can see behind me here. I mean, I'm getting slapped in the face walking through all this stuff like crazy, and you know, any buck with a sizable rack has to get hung up and probably almost avoids super thick areas like this. So I was just thinking to myself, man, as soon as I get to an opener area, maybe that's where the bucks, because there's like no rubs in there. There's all kinds of beds and deer tracks, probably from does and fawns, because they're, you know, they don't have a rack, so they can slip through the stuff easier. And I was just thinking to myself, it started to open up here, like, man, this is, you know, a little more room for bucks to walk around, and boom, I see a big one sitting about 15 yards away. I'm surprised the way it's laying. It's super easy to see. It's right there, right in the middle of the screen. I mean, overall, I just got into this place There's like hundreds of acres of this thick stuff to walk. It's definitely from this year. Look at that. That's awesome. Oh wow. There's some deer, like a deer hide right there. Hopefully this buck didn't die. That is freaking cool. Okay, here we go. Looks like a pretty nice young buck. Nice long tines. This might only be a 2-year-old buck. That's some pretty good genetics. Wow, that is freaking cool. Like I said, I just got in here. Man, that's awesome. Nothing better than picking up fresh sheds. I mean, that's probably a pretty fresh drop because, you know, I guess it was sticking up like that. There's no blood on the base, but, you know, I'm thinking we've had quite a bit of snow, but since a lot of stuff has dropped, but a lot of the snow has really started to melt quick here in the last couple days. I don't know what this hide's from. It's obviously from a deer, but I did see a dead fawn like way back a quarter mile when I first got into this place, but that's maybe what this is from, but I don't know. That's cool. I just pulled out a banana to eat after finding this shed, and I look up and it's got to be the other side right here. I was gonna, you know, I saw this big willow tree from a ways back, and I was kind of just angling towards this area, and then I see a pretty good sized buck bed here. You can't really see it that good anymore because it's kind of melted off, but this buck had to have been bedding around here pretty regularly because his other side's got to be laying right up here. Right there's the other side sticking up through the snow. Like I said, I just pulled out something to eat and look up and there it is. Oh yeah, definitely. You know what? I don't know. That's awesome. I love finding them in the snow like that when they're just sticking up. You know, a couple days ago, it probably would have been like just barely sticking up. The snow level would have been like right here. That one's got a little blood on it. Well, right here they are. Definitely a match. Yeah, like I said, probably a 2-year-old buck. I don't know if he lost both of them the same night or within a day of each other, because like I said, I saw a big bed there. There was another bed over there where that shed was. This just seems like a pretty good centralized bedding area that buck was probably using a lot this winter. Those might even be his tracks, but you know, I'm not sure though. But yeah, that willow tree led me right to the sheds. Wow. That right there made the day worth it. I still got a lot of hours to walk yet though. So these right here are some absolutely, truly amazing pictures. This is the first time I've ever gotten a picture of any albino, and it's a pretty nice buck, and I didn't even know this buck was around. This is a little property. This is actually a cow pasture in the summertime. This is right next to the public land I was walking, and my dad's buddy owns this farm right here, and we don't hunt here, but I got permission to shed hunt, and it butts right up to the public, so I can get access to the public easier. And yeah, just some amazing pictures, and my dad actually thinks he saw the buck in January about 2.5 to 3 miles away, so he might be a traveler. I highly doubt I'll find his sheds, but nonetheless, it's really cool. Well guys, out here on a after work shed hunt, I'm literally this is the same property where I found a shed on last year, and I just found one in the exact same spot. It's up here just in front of me on these pines. Our food plots are just up and over the hill on the other side of this small field here. So I'm probably only maybe a couple hundred yards from from our food plots, and all the deer come from this way. And you know, they were bedding on our land a lot at night, and I found that little shed back in January, and I'm sure they're bedding on this land, and I got permission to shed hunt here, and on this other small property kind of that way where the sun is. But yeah, there's a shed up here. Hardly any deer tracks in this whole field. because we had such deep snow. So the only food they were really eating was right in our backyard. Look at that, boom. That might be from the same buck that I found. I mean, I found a buck shed literally right where that thing's sitting, right underneath this spot. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. That might be, I'm pretty sure that's the same buck. He didn't grow much. He's a 3-year-old now. I'm pretty sure he was a 2.5-year-old last year. And honest to God, it was literally in this exact same spot. That is crazy. I'll put up some videos. I'm sure you already seen them. That is the exact same buck. That is cool. I'll have to compare this side compared to last year when I get home in a little bit. But yeah, I know he didn't really grow too much. I think he had a crab claw, like a little 5th point on the other side. So I think I actually found his other side last year. But anyways, he didn't grow too much. That is freaking cool. Wow. I mean, I thought I might have had a chance of finding something, but I didn't expect to find the same buck shed the next year in the same exact spot. Wow. This must be one of his favorite nighttime bedding areas. That's cool. Wow. Alright, so this right here, these are the 2 sheds off the same buck. Here's last year, and here's the one I just found. And it's 100% the same buck. I can confirm it from the pictures. And it's always cool to find a shed off of a buck you have pictures of. And it's just super cool to find sheds multiple years in a row off the same buck, you know, to really see and compare. This buck really didn't grow much. I mean, I don't think he's a 1.5-year-old here. He's probably a 2.5 here and a 3.5. That's my guess. He's kind of on the small side. But yeah, it's still cool to find him and just kind of finally get an antler off of a buck I've been watching all year on trail camera and all year just shining from the backyard. I remember, you know, seeing him so many times throughout this winter, and now I can finally put my hands on one of his antlers, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, that concludes the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, I got big plans for the weekend, and I'm gonna be out most of the day at both days and probably putting on lots of miles coming up soon here, now that we're just starting to enter peak shed season here in middle of March. So yeah, stay tuned. There should be more videos coming.